From over 100 contestants, only 3 remain.
We're looking for that amateur who can make it to the top as a professional chef. Someone who can handle the pressure and still turn out great food.
It will completely and utterly change my life.
2 expert judges to decide who wins.
There's only 1 in 1,000 who's got what it takes.
I definitely deserve to be here.
The prize, to work in a top restaurant.
Cooking does not get tougher than this. Whoever wins this, it's going to change their life.
If it's for my destiny to be the winner, it'll happen.
MasterChef is going large. It's Judgment Day on MasterChef. Today, either Peter, Daxa, or Dean's life is about to change forever.
I'm really, really nervous today, and everything that we've done so far doesn't really count for anything. You know, it's got us here, but, you know, this is the big one today.
I've never actually felt like this ever before, that I want something so much. My heart really wants to win it.
It means an enormous amount to me to get there, to be the winner. It will completely and utterly change my life.
Since winning their heats, the finalists have been on an extraordinary culinary journey.
We have taken them literally halfway around the world. We've taken them from the equator to the Arctic Circle. They have cooked in the most extraordinary places.
The 2 MasterChef judges, top chef John Turbot and veg expert Greg Wallace, have closely monitored each stage of the contestants' progress throughout the competition.
Although we've been through this great journey, in a way, they are all on a level field because of their strengths and their weaknesses. No clear leader is emerging in front of me, and I mean that.
Today will be the contestants' last chance to prove they have what it takes to step up from amateur and produce food to the highest professional standards.
Everything has come together just at the right time. This is the final moment, so all of those influences, all of those great feelings that I have, all the things I've learned, all the encouragement I've had, it all's got to come together now in those 2 hours.
Through the MasterChef journey, I have been told by many chefs that my speed is there, my confidence are there. That's what I needed. This is what's going to make me go further. And if it's for my destiny to be the winner, it'll happen.
It's been a long, hard couple of months, and we've been pushed. We've all had our highs and lows throughout, and I don't think there's a front runner at the moment. So I think, you know, everything comes down to today.
Today, if it is anything short of perfect, they're not up to it.
For the final test, they've each devised their own 3 courses, and now they have to cook the meal of their lives.
You have 2 of the most exciting hours of your life to cook for us 3 wonderful plates of food. Everything you've done has been leading up to this. We need to now see the cooks that you have become. One of you, in 2 hours' time, will be MasterChef. Guys, I wish you all the best of luck. Go. Don't let yourselves down, guys. Do yourself proud.
Advertising guru Peter entered the competition as a skillful technician who loved classic French cuisine.
Unlike the other 2, Peter came in here with a very clear idea of where it was he wanted his food to go. He wants to do classical French cuisine. John, he can tell you every single French recipe back to front.
At the start of his journey, time pressures caused Peter to panic, which gave him lots of problems with sauces.
Where's your sauce, Peter?
It's gone horribly wrong, mate.
Horribly wrong.
We're not giving that to anybody else.
Well, I don't know what this sauce is supposed to be, but I'm just not picking up anything at all.
Peter's valuable training culminated in a day spent with his food hero Raymond Blanc, who taught him the art of perfect planning.
It's a hell of a difference between the very good and the sublime.
Yes, chef.
Peter's sticking to cooking a classic French menu today, but can his delivery match his ambition?
It's quite possibly the last chance I have in my life to make such a dramatic change. So yes, I want it desperately, and I'll be putting absolutely everything I possibly can into those 3 courses today.
Peter is going to stay with what he knows. That's absolutely fine, but that has got to be sublime. Tell us exactly what you're making for us.
Okay, first course is braised turbot fillet with a sauce made with shallots with a tomato butter.
Right.
The main course is 2 types of duck. That will be served with 2 types of potato. And the dessert, I've gone for a gâteau Paris-Brest.
You are going to deliver today fairly classical food in its own way. You've stuck to your guns all the way through.
I have.
But you're picking a style that is arguably one of the most challenging in the world.
And I guess the title has to go to someone who prepares food in the style of a master chef.
That's a very good argument.
Well, I don't think today is a day for playing the safe cards.
Right.
I mean, really, this is a win or lose day.
You don't have a lot of time. You've got lots to do, Peter.
I do.
Lots and lots.
I do.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Peter is aiming high, but has he planned carefully enough to pull off haute cuisine?
He keeps attempting the food of Michelin-star chefs, and he's not yet a Michelin-star chef.
I know that I am actually pushing my own knowledge and abilities to, well, as far as I can push them. But this is the final. I ain't going to be here again.
Look, if he pulls off those 3 relatively complicated dishes, I reckon the title could be his.
3/4 of an hour left.
Dean, a road maintenance worker from Bristol, was the least experienced contestant. But natural talent and buckets of enthusiasm made him an excellent student.
I am the most inexperienced by a long way, but I don't think it's held me back so far.
Dean throws his heart and soul into everything. Every single test that fella has had, he's come up trumps.
Over the last few weeks, Dean has taken every opportunity to learn from the pros with staggering results.
Your first attempt, I think you've done fantastically well.
I think the former cooking was very straightforward, and now, it's slightly more intricate in the way it's put together and the flavours. And, I think I've moved on to another level.
Dino, young, digger driver, cooks like an angel, some beautiful food, some real wonderful deliveries.
Today, Dean has to prove he can pull together all that he's learned and produce 3 plates of food in a style that's his own.
Dean, do you think that whilst you've been on this journey, you've finally discovered yourself and you now have your own style of cooking?
Yeah, I think I'm starting to really sort of find the direction I want to go in.
Your starter delivers flavour with the fennel and the sea bass, but not that complicated. The dessert is a classic.
Yes.
So bread and butter pudding, very, very simple.
I'm adding like a toffee liqueur to my bread and butter pudding to give that a different flavour.
I mean, you're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this, aren't you?
It's the final of MasterChef, and I think I have to really try and push about it today, because I think it's there to be won for one of us, and you're not going to win it by playing safe.
It's more than food now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot more. To come all this way and not to win would be very disappointing. My strategy throughout the competition has been to put my neck on the line and really try and sort of push the boat out.
This main course of venison wrapped in chicken mousse with celeriac and a pear, I don't know.
I think today the person who's going to win is going to be the person who sticks their neck out and pulls it off.
Half an hour, guys.
Housewife Daxa came back from last year's MasterChef for a second chance at the title. By cooking food from her home region Gujarat in India, she proved she was a huge talent.
Wow, all this buzzing in my mouth. This is fantastic.
But Daxa dreamed of mastering European cuisine. Determined to learn, hard work has brought her ever closer to this goal.
Oh my word.
Daxa, that is just beautiful. She has her own cuisine already. She can cook already, and she wants to move on, and that's where the difficulty is. If she can do that and she can do that well, it's hers.
I used to love food before, but I never used to adventure out. I used to stick in my circle. I'm now out of the circle.
Today, Daxa is risking everything on a European-style menu that will show all that she's learned on her journey.
Now, you want to show us your food's moved away from Gujarati.
I came as an Indian cook. I learned how to make things which I've never made before. And my dare is a pudding that I've never ever made. Tart citron, which is citrus tart.
You're going to come on to the final of MasterChef and make a dish you've never ever attempted before.
Greg, that's the only way I'm going to prove to you guys that whatever Daxa is, she is prepared to learn and prepared to experiment and prepared to win.
I love your food. I love your determination. I love the way you work and the sort of movement you have. But we've got a course which is from Gudrat, a course which is coming classically out of a French cookery book, and then we've got a classic lemon tart.
Absolutely.
Daxa, I think you are being the bravest of all.
I'm going to cook today the best of the best. I'm going to show them that not only I can cook my own stuff, but I can cook what I've learned.
Daxa is attempting a dessert with that lemon tart that she's never ever cooked before. We know she can do the food of Gudrat. She's trying European food here today. That is serious gamble. If she pulls it off at this stage, she's proved she can do it.
60 seconds and counting down now.
Time is running out for the contestants. All of them dream of changing their lives to follow their passion for cooking.
This is really exciting stuff because everybody has pulled out the stops. Everybody.
This is the last meal they will ever cook for John and Greg. It has to be perfect.
That's time up, guys. All done. All finished.
Classic French cook Peter has made fillet of turbot and scallop poached in lemongrass. But has he managed to pull off the tomato sauce he served with his starter?
This comes up to me in a restaurant I don't know. I'm concerned by the colour of this sauce. I like the mounting of the fish. It's the colour, it's the garishness of the red that's worrying me. Let's have a go.
We've pulled your leg about your sauces. Whenever you needed to pull one off, this sauce is sublime.
Thank you.
Sweetness of the tomato and a little bit of saltiness and richness of the butter. Peter, that's a very accomplished dish.
Thank you very much.
I think
The pink and everything is actually very elegant.
Will it deliver?
that is excellent food.
Thank you.
Is it yours?
It is, but I would be very happy to admit that it's influenced from the day that I spent with the great Raymond Blanc. And that's really what I came up with.
If you come up with food like that, in that style, you are on an absolute winner.
Thank you very much.
For his main, he's made pan-seared duck breast with a confit-style duck leg and 2 types of potato with a red wine sauce.
Now, I don't know why this was nearly confit.
Well, because the dry marinade, which again normally I'd do for at least 24 hours, and then it would have been confit. But in this case, it was about 24 minutes.
Meat's going a little dry in there. In fact, more than a little.
The plate, for me, is about you. I like big plates of duck. I think it's one of my favourite meats. I think it's great. And I love those potatoes.
Good.
He's finished his meal with a classic Parisian Paris-Brest, a coffee custard gâteau.
That looks big. Now, unless that is very, very light, we have got big problems.
I am being spoilt rotten today, aren't I? That is as light as you can possibly get. I think that shows a degree of skill. Beautiful, rich cream inside of it. Hint of coffee. Oh, Peter.
I think your dessert is beautifully executed, clean and wonderful. I love it. You came in here fairly sort of knowledgeable. Do you believe you've learnt very much?
I had absolutely no idea whatsoever of the vast chasm that exists between the good amateur and the professional. I think I've learnt an enormous amount. Food I prepared today was literally straight from the heart, and I wanted to demonstrate that I was able to produce a dish that I couldn't have produced before going through all the stages that we've been through.
Dean has pushed himself to produce a menu which demonstrates imagination and skill. For his starter, he's made pan-fried sea bass on braised fennel with a seafood bisque.
It's quite bold, it's quite vibrant. A little bit of a problem here. Good lesson here is to actually trim that piece off at the end before you cook a piece of bass. Nicely cut, This is good. That lovely piece of brown fish, wonderful. There's no soggy bits of fennel soaking into the sauce, which is great. There's a wonderful richness about that bisque. It tastes of shellfish, and it's soft, and it's velvety, and it's very good indeed.
I love the presentation of this dish. It's simplicity, but there's a lot of work gone into it.
Yeah.
And its colours are beautiful. Slight crunch on there, soft, moist flesh, softer, moister fennel that you've cooked carefully. It's a delight, Dean. This is as near a perfect dish as you're going to get.
For his second dish, Dean has made venison wrapped in chicken mousse served with a poached pear and celeriac mash and a red wine and chocolate sauce.
I was concerned this chicken mousse was going to cook way before the venison, and I was right, because that is absolutely, completely raw in the centre. I understand the celeriac, spinach underneath, the red wine sauce, and then our piece of venison. That all works really, really well together. Beautiful velvety sauce. I'm just going to do this with this pear because I really want to give it a go. Yes and no. I get the pear and the celeriac, that's great. I think with that ham and the chicken mousse, heat shouldn't be there.
Okay.
But Dean, it's good food, it's well constructed, and I think you should be really proud of that main course.
You can see the work that's gone into this, Dean, and I applaud you for it.
That sauce is delicious. You'll see the chocolate going in there, and it really gives it a depth of flavour, doesn't it?
Dean, I will go as far to say as that's the best celeriac mash I've ever tasted. All the things you've been through, I can see the real pro chef for me.
He's finished with a bread and butter pudding filled with toffee liqueur topped with a creme anglaise.
And I was slightly concerned this was going to be fairly stodgy. And it tastes very, very good.
Custard, creme anglaise, I'm really happy.
That toffee in there, I think, is inspired. It gives it another level of flavour I wasn't expecting. I think that is absolutely gorgeous, and that'll probably end up as one of your signature puds. I think that's glorious.
Dean, you have come such a long way. Don't you dare stop cooking food like this, because it's brilliant.
The main thing for me in the final is I managed to cut out a lot of the mistakes that I was making during the semi-finals.
Well, you don't need to feel down today, do you?
No.
You can feel proud of yourself.
Today's food is the sort of food that I would cook at home for friends and family. So I can say I honestly, cook from my heart today.
Daxa has gambled everything by producing a European menu, with the exception of her starter, spicy lamb samosa with a mint yogurt dipping sauce.
Daxa, you walked in the door, the lady from Gujarat. And today you've decided to do part of your heritage and then what you have learnt also. Right, let's try these samosas. This little mint dressing, fresh mint, yogurt, lots of spices in there by the looks of it.
Just a cumin seed and a bit of red chili.
Just a little bit of red chili and some mint and yogurt is beautiful. It's soothing, it's cool, and it needs to be because the inside of those samosas is hot. Our presentation can be played with a little bit, but the flavours are fantastic.
I got my lips and my tongue on the lemon first, so I citrus. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's warm, I knew it would be. What did she say, a little bit of chilli? Oh, that's good, and it does need that minty yoghurt. That's very good and shows a light touch, because too many samosas are big, heavy, greasy. These aren't, these are light. I think they're a joy. They're an absolute joy.
Daxa's starter has gone down well, but has she pulled off her European main, pot-roasted partridge served with cabbage parcels and caramelised pear with a rich game sauce?
But your consistency of your sauce is pretty good, I've got to say. It's pretty good.
Thank you.
Little cabbage rolls around the outside, the chestnuts and the pear, little parcels with pork in them. I quite like the presentation of it. It's very unusual for you, and I can see where you've got it from. Picked it up on the way through the Galvins, Michelin-star restaurants. Good. Cabbage rolls and the sauce are fantastic. The chestnuts with it, a bit dry, which is nice. Daxa. This bird's not cooked. Now that means it goes back to the kitchen. That's not good, is it?
Let's have a go at your sauce.
Thick, rich, slightly sweet, very good. Would have matched the bird perfectly. I can't eat this, I'm scared of it. That's terribly sad, isn't it?
Daxa has made a huge mistake. And she's only one course left, a lemon tart that she's never made before.
Glazed on top with icing sugar. There should be a little crunch to the sugar. The secret to a lemon tart is to take it out of the oven about 5 minutes before it's cooked, so it's nice and wobbly in the centre. You did that?
I did.
Daxa, you made a very good lemon tart.
Thank you.
And I shy away from citrusy things because it makes me go, that doesn't. It's a beautiful tart. It's sweet with a hint of cleansing lemon. You come onto the final and attempt a pudding you've never cooked before. You were just so keen to show us how far you'd moved.
Daxa, are you proud of what you've done today?
I'm proud except for the bird not being cooked. Yes, I'm proud.
I watch you work and you are inspiring. Good on you.
Thank you. You should have seen the judges' faces as soon as they cut the bird. It was completely raw inside. I would say it's cost me the title, yes. But at the end of the day, making the lemon tart, and it worked. I'm glad it worked.
The effort that went into this today was immense. There were touches of absolute brilliance about the three of you.
At the start of the day, I had no idea of the outcome. Because we have three very, very different people in here, three very different cooks.
Really, it was all going to boil down to the 3 plates that they delivered, which was their food, which was their stamp, their mark. This is it. This is the point where all the stops get pulled out. This is the point where you raise yourself and deliver. No one shows more passion for food than Daxa. No one has showed me more emotion. You can't fake the sort of stuff that's pounding through that lady's heart.
I think she's brilliant. I think she's cooked brilliant food. I think she's been really interesting. She's taught me stuff, she's engaged me. But today there's too many mistakes.
That raw bird is inexcusable. You've got to at least be able to deliver. It's got to be edible.
Partridge is one of those things that I've never cooked on my own. This was just my own thing. So I timed it that maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes it'll take. But it looks like it took a lot longer.
Whenever she cooks her own food, she startles people. And she now has to understand that that's what she should be cooking.
Dean would only take a little bit of tweaking to deliver great plates of food. That shellfish sauce he made today for his starter was one of the best things I've tasted in a long, long time.
But then this disc of chicken with the venison in the middle, I said from the start I didn't think it was going to cook, and it wasn't cooked.
No, I think you have to be confident inside and confident that you've done enough. And I'm really, really hoping, fingers crossed, I have done enough to impress the judges.
Peter, I thought, and unless he delivered sublime food on all levels, that was the only way he was going to put himself forward. He definitely delivered today.
The first plate of food he put up, if that is his idea, with the celery top, that lovely tomato sauce, a scallop on top.
That was gorgeous.
Beautiful.
But then Peter delivered overcooked duck.
An overcooked piece of duck leg, which is a bit crispy around the outside, at least I can use it. If that duck leg was raw, then I couldn't eat it.
15 minutes before the end, I thought I'd blown it. I really, genuinely thought I'd blown it. I thought there's no way I'm going to get all these things to come together. But I just made it, literally with seconds to spare. I feel utterly wasted now.
Dean and Daxa have worked the hardest through the rounds. Peter has not worked anywhere near as hard.
Has he not just worked a little bit smart? Has he not just paced himself?
Has Peter's food evolved enough? Because he couldn't get a sauce together, John, for the first few weeks of this competition.
His first course was excellent. His dessert was excellent. And his main course was nearly there.
Dean has a natural palate and he has a very light touch. And he is going to go far.
He works so hard. He absorbs so much. He moves on so quickly.
Look, it has to be about delivering when it counts. That's what they're going to be called upon to do. It's got to be about delivering great food when it counts. It was never going to count in their lives more than today.
I know who I want.
Yeah, me too.
I don't suppose I could have ever dreamt that I would be standing here on the final day. It's quite incredible.
I, in my heart, want to win so much. The winning would be fantastic.
It would be gutting to not win it after coming all this way. It's so close, you can almost feel it.
After what you guys have been through and the work you've put in, it's the toughest task in the world to pick one from the three. Virtually impossible. Our winner. Our MasterChef. Is Peter. Oh.
Well done.
Well done,
Well done, you. Well done.
Well, congratulations.
It's just unbelievable.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Well,
Well done,
It's been
you.
a privilege being with you, both of you.
Well done.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm not upset. Probably a little bit down that it would have helped my career a little bit more. But I can't see why it shouldn't help me even more now. Because it's given me more boost to do something about it. And I will do something about it. Definitely.
Daxa, well done.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, sweetheart.
Thank you.
You're lovely.
Thank you so much.
you know, it's obviously a bit sort of sickening to come this far and not to win the thing, but, you know, someone's got to win, and, you know, it just wasn't my turn.
Congratulations, Peter. Thank you, Greg. Congratulations, MasterChef, eh?
All the way through, I never dreamt that the title would go to a bloke of my age. It's just fantastic, and it's a dream come true. I'm going to make a new career out of food. Goodness knows what that's going to be yet. It's too early, but this is just fantastic.
Well, it tastes good.
Thank you.
That damson pudding was so good, it's going on my menu.
Peter.
The guy has got some talent, he knows what he's doing.
But having made it to the final, I like to think that I do have the ability to win this competition.
We couldn't let you go home yet, Peter.
That was the hardest challenge so far in the whole of the competition.
To become a finalist was an extraordinary thing.
I haven't enjoyed myself so much for years. I think with Raymond's praise and with the fact that he's actually threatened me that I have to win for his reputation, I'm going to go there and do it. You ready? MasterChef 2006, your husband.
He puts salt in things, he seasons things, he tastes things, he looks at things, he plans things, he thinks about things. He presents us a choux pastry bun on a plate with coffee custard in the middle of it, and we sit there and devour the whole lot.